it's Neva at timeforinvesting.com. So today I'm continuing the series on getting your real estate license and letting you guys know questions that people ask me and my tips for passing the exam. So here we go. So number one, the test is multiple choice. So the tips that I wrote down are some of the tips too that I've used over the years to pass multiple choice exams. I have a master's degree, so I've been taking a lot of standardized tests and things like that. So just want to offer you some tips, these same tips that you can use to pass the real estate exam. So number one, what I would say is preparing for the exam is to take a lot of practice tests. So I always do that when I'm for any simulated exam, because that alone like reduces your anxiety when you go to take the real test. Just the fact that now you're used to seeing like the layout, how the tests look, how the questions look, all those type of things reduce your anxiety, and you kind of, you just kind of feel more at ease and increase your confidence that you're seeing something similar. It's not like brand new. Now, what I always do when I take practice exams, I always keep taking practice exams until I consistently score higher than the score that I need to pass. So like say you're taking a test and you know the passing score is 70%, 80% or something like that. When you're taking your simulated practice exams, you want to keep taking these different tests, not the same test with the same questions, but keep taking practice exams until you're scoring like 95% on average, because that way you're scoring higher consistently than what is needed to pass. So you don't want to walk into an exam where you need 70% and on the practice exam you've only been scoring 75%, because you keep taking practice exams. Some of the tests you just know the answers from memory, from seeing the question again, not that you know the content. So you always want to keep taking it until you score higher than what you need to pass before you go in there. That's how you know, yes, I'm ready to take it. If you know you consistently keep passing your practice exam, then okay, you're ready to take the actual test, okay? When you're taking practice exams, it helps you to budget your time. Because what you want to do when you're taking your practice exams is you want to make sure that, because the test is timed, the real estate exam is a timed test. For the national portion and the state portion are timed. So when you're taking your practice exams, what you want to do, you want to make sure that you're consistently taking the exam and you're passing, and you have time to review your questions and things like that. So that as well is something that you put on your checklist, that hey, am I getting through all the questions, and do I also have time to review my answers before the time is up? Because you want to keep taking those exams until you have a strategy where you consistently have enough time, okay? When you're taking the exam for questions, if you do not know the answer, I always recommend the first time around to skip the question and just keep going. So that first time, whenever I'm taking a multiple choice exam, I'm just going through and I'm doing all the questions that I know. Any question that I'm not sure of, I skip it, okay? And then the second time around, you can have the computer will tell you, you can look and go through all the questions that you skipped, okay? So that's the best strategy to get that out. The next tip I have is when you first walk into the actual test, what I always do is I write down formulas. They usually allow you maybe like one sheet of paper. So I always write down formulas, because just hashing out and getting that out of your brain, then when you get to problems that have the formula, you're focused on solving the problem, not remembering the formula. So that's key. That will help you, I'm telling you, on the real estate exam, on any multiple choice exam that has formulas. When you get in there, you always just boom, write down all your formulas, on a sheet of paper. When you're doing multiple choice, usually there's so much information in the question. So when you read a multiple choice question on a test, always think of the answer before you even look at the choices. So that alone will help you, because then you can start to eliminate what you know is definitely incorrect. And then usually there's two answers that you're like, it looks like it could be both of these. So that elimination knocks out 2, and then you keep looking for key concepts and things that maybe they may have put into. Like sometimes it'll look similar, 2 answers will look similar, but maybe one has not in it. So then, you know, you can eliminate and get to the correct answer from there. The other thing is, although I did say try to think of the answer before you look at the choices in multiple choice, always thoroughly read each choice, because like I said, sometimes there's little words in there like a not, N-O-T, like the entire question, like the entire answer is correct, but they have like one answer may have a not in it, which then makes the answer not the correct answer. So they'll try to do little things like that in multiple choice exams. So those are my tips for you. So go out there. I know you can pass that test. You know, take these tips, go get some practice exams and get the ball rolling, and you know, let me know what which practice exams you use. You can write it below, or let me know which states and things like that you're thinking of getting your license in. Write them down below and let me know. So much success to you, and I'll see you next video.